Ever notice how your motivation feels strongest right before you tell someone your plan, and weakest right after they say, "That's amazing"? Here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment you announce a dream, your brain often treats it like a finished win. You collect the reward up front, then you quietly lose the hunger to earn it. This is a story about the power of silence, and how one man kept starting over for years, not because he was lazy, but because he was leaking his momentum every time he spoke. And in a few minutes, you'll see the exact moment his biggest goal began to die, not from failure, but from applause. Because if you've been posting your goals, telling friends, or announcing, "This time I'm serious," you may be doing the one thing that makes finishing almost impossible. Stay with me. By the end, you'll have a simple rule that protects your goals like a locked door, protects something valuable. In the next scene, you'll meet the one person who never announced anything and somehow always won. His name was Evan, late 20s, smart, good heart. The kind of guy who watched How to Improve Your Life videos at night and woke up believing, "Tomorrow I change everything." And to be fair, Evan didn't lack ideas. He had plenty. One month, he announced he was going to get in the best shape of his life. He told his friends at lunch. He posted a photo of new running shoes. People commented, "Let's go, proud of you. You got this." That night, Evan felt amazing. Not because he ran, not because he trained, because he was seen. 2 weeks later, the shoes were under his bed. Then he decided to start a side business. He told his coworkers he was building something big. He even made a logo and shared it in a group chat. More praise, more excitement. And then nothing. Not because he didn't want it, but because after the talking, he would wake up and feel strangely empty, like the energy had already been spent. This became his pattern. Announce, get applause, feel accomplished, lose momentum. And the worst part wasn't that he failed. The worst part was what it did to his identity. Every unfinished goal left a quiet message in his head. Maybe I'm just not the type of person who finishes. One evening, after abandoning yet another plan, Evan sat alone in a small coffee shop near his apartment, staring at his phone. His thumb hovered over a new post. "Starting Monday, I'm locking in." He didn't even believe his own words anymore. That's when he noticed someone at the corner table, an older man who came there often. Calm, focused, always reading, never trying to impress anyone. People nodded at him when they walked in, like they respected him, without needing to know what he was doing. Evan had seen him a dozen times. But that night, the man looked up and asked a simple question that hit Evan like a mirror. "Why do you keep announcing a life you haven't built yet?" And then the man offered Evan a challenge so uncomfortable, it almost made him laugh. The older man introduced himself as Marcus, not flashy, not loud, just steady. Evan tried to shrug it off. "I don't know. Talking about it helps me feel motivated." Marcus nodded slowly, like he'd heard that sentence 1,000 times. "It feels like motivation," Marcus said. "But sometimes it's just reward." Evan frowned. "Reward for what?" Marcus leaned back. "For the story of who you want to be, not the work required to become it." Evan didn't like how accurate that felt. Marcus set his book down. "Let me make you an offer, 30 days, one goal, and one rule." Evan laughed. "What rule?" Marcus said. "No announcing, no posting, no telling friends, no hinting, no I'm about to. Nothing. You can work, you can struggle, you can fail privately. But you don't get to collect applause early." Evan stared at him. "That's it," Marcus nodded. "That's the hardest part." Evan wanted to argue, but something in him was tired of restarting, tired of words. So he said, "Fine, one goal." Marcus asked, "What's the smallest goal you'd actually respect yourself for finishing?" Evan thought, "Not a business, not a full transformation. Something real, something simple. I want to wake up early and do focused work for 1 hour a day," Evan said. "No excuses." Marcus nodded. "Good. Now here's the test." He reached into his bag and pulled out 2 identical small boxes, the kind you'd store something valuable in. He placed them on the table between them. Marcus said, "Imagine both boxes contain the same thing, your goal, your future, your dream." He tapped the first box. "This one is the announcement box. You open it in public. You show everyone what's inside. You let people react." Then he tapped the second box. This one is the silence box. You keep it closed. You don't show anyone. You open it only for work. Evan stared. It's just 2 boxes. Marcus smiled faintly. Exactly, because the difference isn't the goal. The difference is what you feed your brain. Marcus slid the first box toward Evan. Tonight, go home and announce your plan. Post it. Tell someone, collect reactions. Then he slid the second box toward Evan. Or go home and do 1 hour of focused work and tell no one. Evan felt the tension rise in his chest because he knew which one he wanted, not the work, the reaction. He looked down at his phone. He could already imagine the comments. Evan's thumb hovered over a post draft. Starting tomorrow, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. No more excuses. He could practically feel the dopamine. Marcus watched him quietly and said, if you post that, you'll feel like a disciplined person tonight, without doing disciplined things tomorrow. That line landed like a punch. Evan deleted the draft. He went home, set an alarm, and didn't tell a soul. The next morning, the alarm rang. Evan sat up, exhausted. The room was dark. His bed was warm, and there was no audience. No comments. No, you got this. Just silence. For the first time, he realized something terrifying. The applause had been carrying him, and without it, he had to carry himself. He walked to his desk, opened his laptop, and started the timer. 1 hour. The first 10 minutes were awful. His brain kept searching for reward. He wanted to text someone. I'm up. He wanted to post. Day 1. He wanted proof that the suffering meant something, but nobody knew, and because nobody knew, nobody cared. He almost quit right there. Then a strange thought came to him. If I stop now, no one will judge me, but I'll know. So he stayed. He worked, not perfectly, but honestly. That day, he did the hour. And something felt different. Not excitement, not hype. A quiet kind of strength, like a small flame that didn't need oxygen from other people. 2 days later, the flame almost went out. At lunch, a coworker asked, "What have you been up to lately?" Evan felt the old urge rise. He wanted to say, "I'm waking up early. I'm getting my life together." He wanted the identity boost. He opened his mouth, then he remembered Marcus, no announcing. So Evan just said nothing much, just focusing. It felt awkward, almost painful, but that night something unexpected happened. Because he hadn't announced anything, he didn't feel like he'd already won. So he worked again. Day after day, Evan repeated the same thing. Wake up. 1 hour. Quiet progress. Some days he failed. He overslept. He got distracted. He wanted to quit. But there was a new advantage he didn't expect. Because he hadn't promised anyone, he didn't feel shame from breaking the image. He could simply return to the work without a public reset. No dramatic comeback post. No this time for real. Just back to the desk. Weeks passed, and his focus got sharper. His mind got calmer. And then came the moment Marcus predicted. One evening, Evan's phone buzzed. A friend texted, "Bro, you've been quiet lately. What's going on?" Evan stared at the message. His ego wanted to reply with a big reveal. Evan almost typed, "I've been grinding, I'm changing my life." He could already taste the reaction, but instead he put the phone down and opened his laptop. He finished his hour. And when he closed the laptop, he felt something he had almost forgotten. Real pride. Not the fake pride of being praised. The real pride of becoming. A month later, Evan met Marcus again in the same coffee shop. Marcus didn't ask, "Did you post?" He didn't ask, "Did people notice?" He asked one question. "What did you build in silence?" Evan took a breath. And for the first time in years, he didn't need to exaggerate. "I finished the month," Evan said. "Not perfect, but real." Marcus nodded. "Now you're ready for the final lesson." Because what Marcus said next explains why the power of silence works, and how you can use it without becoming isolated or weird about it. Marcus sipped his coffee and spoke calmly. "Most people think talking about their goal creates accountability," he said. "But for many people, it creates substitution." Evan blinked. "Substitution," Marcus nodded. "Your brain can't always tell the difference between progress and performance." He leaned forward slightly. "When you announce a goal, you perform an identity. I'm the kind of person who does this. And if people clap, your brain receives a reward, as if the identity is already real." Evan felt his stomach drop because it explained everything. The rush he used to feel after posting wasn't motivation. It was payment. Marcus continued, So when it's time to do the boring part, the repetition, the mistakes, the discomfort, you're already emotionally paid. You feel empty. And you wonder why. Evan stared at the table, thinking about all the times he'd posted a new plan like it was a trophy, then disappeared. Marcus tapped the table once like a gavel. "So here's the turning point," he said. "You don't need more hype, you need protection." "Protection from what?" Evan asked. "From attention," Marcus said. "From premature reward. From other people's reactions replacing your own standards." Evan sat back. "So I should never tell anyone anything?" Marcus shook his head. "That's not the lesson. Silence isn't secrecy. Silence is timing." He held up 2 fingers. "Tell people after you've built something real, not before you begin." He pointed toward Evan's phone. "When you share the plan, you invite opinions, expectations, questions, even doubt." Then he pointed to Evan's chest. "When you keep it quiet, you keep the energy where it belongs, inside the work." Evan looked up. "But what if someone asks?" Marcus smiled slightly. "You can be honest without being performative." He gave Evan a simple line. "I'm working on something. I'll tell you when it's done." Evan repeated it quietly, like he was trying it on. Marcus then said something Evan didn't expect. "The power of silence isn't just that it protects your motivation, it also protects your self-respect." Evan frowned. "How?" Marcus answered. "Because every time you announce something and don't follow through, you teach yourself that your words don't mean anything." That hit Evan hard. "And every time you do something quietly," Marcus continued, "you teach yourself that you can be trusted." Evan felt a quiet warmth in his chest, like the month of early mornings wasn't just a habit, it was proof. Marcus leaned back. "Now go build one visible result, something small but real, and don't announce it." Evan nodded. He left the coffee shop with a strange calm. No dramatic speech, no new post, no fresh start, just a decision. Over the next 2 weeks, Evan used his early hour to create something concrete. A simple personal project he could finish and show, nothing fancy, just real. When it was finally done, he didn't feel the urge to shout. He felt the urge to do it again. And that was the real shift. He wasn't chasing motivation anymore. He was building identity through evidence. Now I'll give you the exact 3-part silence system Evan used, so you can finish what you start without needing anyone's approval. Here's the part most people miss. Silence isn't about being mysterious. It's about refusing to take the reward before you've earned it. That's why the power of silence works. So if you want to finish what you start, use this simple 3-part system Evan learned. No weird tricks, no manipulation, just discipline made easier. Keep the plan small, clear, and written somewhere private. Not in a post, not in a group chat, not in a dramatic announcement. 1 sentence is enough. What I will do and when I will do it. Because when you make the plan public too early, it becomes entertainment. When it stays private, it stays real. The second step is where most people break, because it feels uncomfortable at first. This is the rule. You are allowed to track your progress, but you are not allowed to advertise it. Track it in a note, a calendar, a checklist, but don't turn it into content while it's still fragile. Why? Because early praise can replace the inner pressure that forces consistency. If you need support, pick one person, someone practical, not someone who hypes you up. And don't ask for compliments, ask for accountability. Simple line, check on me in 2 weeks. Don't motivate me, just ask if I did it. You share when there's evidence, not I'm going to, but I did. That's the moment you've earned the reward. And notice what happens when you do it this way. People respect you more, and you respect yourself more, because your words become attached to results again. If you feel finished after you talk, you're borrowing reward from the future, and the future collects interest. When nobody knows, nobody can interrupt, question, or drain your energy. It becomes you versus you. That's where discipline grows. When your goal becomes a performance, quitting feels like public failure. When your goal stays private, you can restart quietly, without shame, and keep going. So here's the question I want you to answer honestly. What goal have you been announcing that you should start building in silence instead? Write it in 1 sentence, not the whole plan, just the direction. And if you want, you can use this line today. I'm working on something. I'll tell you when it's done. If this story helped you, Subscribe for more self-improvement stories that are simple, practical, and made for real life. Because the world doesn't need to hear what you're about to build. It only needs to see what you built.